Welcome back. So today we're going to make upside down cake. We're going to tell you exactly where it came from, how it became popular, and how to make it two different ways, the old way and the new way. And then we're going to compare them. But before we get started, here's a little joke for you. What do you get when you cross a pineapple and a pig? A porcupine. Ha ha ha, terrible, terrible. So without further ado, let's get cooking. So where did upside down cakes become popular? Well, we don't know exactly where the upside down cake originated simply because it's been being made for so long. We do, however, know that they originated in the Middle Ages when people would cook on cast iron skillets with a leg called spiders over open fires. Before they were called upside down cakes, they were actually called spider cakes given they were cooked in spider pans. They would line the bottom of the pan with butter, sugar, and whatever fruit they had, such as apples, pears, cherries, and peaches. Notice I didn't say pineapple. I'll get to that in a minute. Then they would pour the cake batter over the top of that. The reason the cake wouldn't burn on the bottom was because the cast iron skillet was really good at dispersing the heat evenly throughout the pan. Once the cake was done, they would flip the cake over, revealing caramelized fruit. Okay, but why do we really only hear about pineapple upside down cakes these days? Well, sometime after 1903, a man named James Dole started canning pineapples, thus making its way into more and more American homes. In 1925, the Dole Pineapple Company sponsored a contest for pineapple recipes, where they received over 60,000 recipes and 2,500 of them were pineapple upside down cakes. Then, in 1926, the Dole Company ran an ad campaign promoting making pineapple upside down cake with their canned pineapple, thus resulting in the cake becoming crazy popular. Alright, now that we know its history, let's see how to make it. We're going to start by making a pineapple upside down cake on the stove top like they did back in the day, which is how they cooked it once they stopped cooking it over open fires. We're going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter in a 9-inch cast iron skillet and coat all the edges. Once it's melted, we're going to add 1/4 cup of sugar and stir that in. Once that sugar is well mixed in with the butter, we're going to ensure that the sugar and butter is spread evenly throughout the pan as best as we can. Take it off the heat and line the bottom with pineapple and maraschino cherries. Make sure that this thing is pretty since this will be the top of the cake.
You milk of flour.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah.
In a bowl, we're going to combine 3 eggs and 1/4 cup of sugar. Once that's combined, add 1/3 cup of pineapple juice from the canned pineapple.
It looks like tea.
Add 1/4 cup of vegetable oil and mix that up. In a separate bowl, we're going to take 1 cup of flour, add 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Mix that up. Then add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredient mixture and mix till it's just combined. Take that and pour it over the pineapples and cherries.
No, the flowers. The flour is gone.
Then we're going to cover this with a lid and place it on the stove top to low to medium heat. As for the time, it really depends on your stove's heat. For us, it took roughly 45 minutes. However, it's best just to keep an eye on it. And once it passes the toothpick test, it's ready to go. Next up, we're going to make it in the modern day way of making it in the oven. For this, we're going to make orange upside down cake. To start, we're going to zest 2 oranges. We are going to peel 3 oranges, 2 normal and 1 blood orange for different colors.
Please, snowman.
We're going to slice the oranges to about 1/4 inch thick. We're going to pour 4 tablespoons of melted butter on the bottom of a 9-inch cake pan and add a 1/2 cup of sugar and 1 teaspoon of cornstarch.
You know cornstarch is sweetie.
Mix that up on the bottom of the pan and try to make sure it's evenly spread throughout. Lay the oranges in the pan, trying to spread out the blood oranges just to make it look pretty. In a bowl, we're going to take 1 cup of flour and add 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Mix that up. In a separate bowl, we're going to add 6 tablespoons of melted butter and 1 cup of sugar.
That's a close one.
That was a close one.
Yeah, I almost dropped it in there.
Mix that up. We're going to then add 2 eggs and mix that in. Add our orange zest, 1/2 cup of sour cream, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Mix that in. Pour in our flour mixture and mix it until it's just combined. Pour that evenly over the oranges and pop it into the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 to 45 minutes.
After we're done, Mom, put this in. Put it with this powder in the bowl.
You sure can. Or until it passes the toothpick test. Once these cakes are done, make sure they cool for at least 10 to 15 minutes before flipping to ensure that the cake doesn't tear. Flip them over on your serving plate and voila.
Now we have cake.
The rise difference is quite significant between the pan and the oven. I mean, the oven was a lot higher. Yes, the recipe is different, but I mean, you're going to yield better results in the oven, which is why they switched to the oven.
The cherry is really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite, the orange or the pineapple?
I I like both of them, maybe.
Both of them.
Pineapple one might be my favorite because it's just a tiny bit sweeter, but I also am prone to cherries. But the orange is really refreshing. I really like that too.
I actually like the orange one better just because it has a better rise to it. It's not as flat and dense as the pineapple cake, but that would be different if you were to put that in the oven. So it's apples and oranges, right? Terrible.
That well, bad.
But with that being said, we'll see you next time.